without the hassle of expensive teams, and literally zero tech skills required. Now, just type me or drop a one in the comment if any of these sound familiar for you. Who's in the space right now where you want to grow your business, but you don't know how? You literally are like, yo, I'm stuck. Don't know how. Yeah. Who's in that space? Okay. Awesome. Drop a one in the comments if that's true. Who is in the space where you see the writing on the wall, you see, clearer pastures, but you just don't know who to hire. You don't know who should be on your team and what they should be doing. And that's the space you're in. Drop a one in the comments if that's you. Also, drop a one in the comments if you are in the space where you don't have the money to hire a team, but you know you need one. You're tired of doing all the little menial tasks and you're getting burned out. And then last but not least, drop a me or a one in the comments if you are one of those people like myself many years ago who has a story that the technology is just too crazy, that you trying to figure out Infusionsoft and X, Y, and Z, and how do I, make a funnel and all that stuff, just literally just has you like, fuck this. If that's any of you, then exciting, because what we're going to be showing you today will obliterate all of those excuses. Now, just a roll call for who this is for. This is for brand new coaches. Actually, drop a one if you are considered a brand new coach. Like literally between, let's call it, you've been coaching for a month to about a year or two. Drop a one in the comments if you're a brand new coach. Drop a two in the comments if you've been in the space for at least 2 to 3 years and you're starting to figure things out. Who's been in the game for a while? Because this is for in the game coaches as well. Okay. And then drop a three in the comments if you are a veteran. You've been in space for 5 to 20 years, like myself. The OGs, been around for a while, seen this whole thing change. Literally, there was no Instagram when I started. There was not a word called influencer. None of this existed. And it's really interesting to just see it all pop off. It's actually really beautiful. So this is for any and all of you. What we're going to be showing you and why it's pivotal is because what we have and what we're teaching and our programs cut literally 90% of the cost and 90% of the time that it takes to be a professional coach. Now, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge how bold of a statement that is. Right? Can we just take a moment to just be like, is this guy bullshitting? 90% of cost, 90% of time. Like, what? I just get excited even saying it because it's never been this way. I've been in this space for so long and you've never been able to do what we can do now that fast. So just a little brief introduction to us, the Launchware team. Our mission is to impact 100,000 coaches so they can reach and impact 10 million lives by 2030. And we're well on our way. We have about 550 active members in our world right now who are all getting support and love and all the juices and stuff. We're helping a lot of coaches right now. And all of this leads me to an extremely important question. And that question is, why are you here? My assumption out the gate is you're here because you want to continue to help people. That you have a heart of gold, that you're just like me, where if money didn't exist, you would do this for free. You literally have been. I spent a good portion of my life just giving when I had nothing, like literally nothing. I just love it. That's just who I am. And birds of a feather often flock together. I know I'm a little rough around the edges and crazy and I may curse and all that stuff, but weirdos always find each other. So to all the weirdos in here, I see you. I love you. We're all the same. Yeah, we're peeps. Exactly. And the second thing, and this one gets me really excited, is I believe you're here. And please type me in the comments. Affirm this because you are ready to receive financially at the level that you've been giving emotionally and spiritually. Like who's in that space where you're like, you know what? It's time for me to go pro. It's time for me to actually make some money. It's okay for me to have a Range Rover and desire to live in Bali or whatever the hell it is, because I'm no longer demonizing success and money. Who's in that space right now? Because that is what gets me so excited. And if you found your way to someone like me, it's got to be true, because that's where I am. I'm such a like spiritual people get to be rich too. Like, and there's nothing wrong with you experiencing overflowing abundance. It's what we're built for. I'm gonna share a quick story just so you understand, because many of you, maybe you don't know who I am. So I want to share a story, but I want you to see these numbers, because I went from $36,000 a year, if that, to 2.7 million in a pretty short-ish amount of time. And the biggest distinction was what I'm sharing with you right here, which is the distinction between playing not to lose, which is what I had done my whole life, versus playing to win. Now, who already just reading that, already just raise your hand, give me a thumbs up, already just reading that, know that that's something that you are contending with yourself. See, I have been, and I believe it's all of us, have experienced lots of trauma. I will put my hand up. I've experienced deep levels of trauma, and it caused a lot of toxic shame, and I became an out of the way kid. I didn't want to add more stress to my parents, so I made my needs disappear. Well, if you do that for a long amount of time, something happens, and that something is you stop swinging for the fences, right? And I had a moment where I was leaving a meeting in Venice Beach, and I was driving back to my apartment in my beat up Prius, and I knew that I needed gas. And I also knew that I had $8 in my account. And I had this moment where I pulled up to an ExxonMobil, and I've started to put $4 in my car. And I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but I had this come to Jesus moment where I was like, yo, I am way too dope of a human to be in this position. Any of you ever been there? Just type me or give me some thumbs up or whatever, right? I almost like I got mad first because I'm awesome. And you ever have that moment where you're like, all right, God, what are we doing here? Because I'm a really good person, but no one's looking. And why am I in this position? Right. And in short, in that gas station, I called my mom and I said, hey, I'm gonna need to come home. And I knew that I was going to need to take 3 steps back to take 333 forward. And I did something that I teach and continue to teach, which is elevation requires separation. So I separated from the part of my ego that believed that I needed to look good, and as a 33-year-old man, that I couldn't go home, that I couldn't receive the help that was right there in front of me in the form of my mother. Well, I sidestepped that part of me. I went home and I made a decision that if I was going to fall, I was going to fall forward. If I was going to fail, I was going to fail on my terms. And if I was going to build a career, that it was going to have to be exactly as I am right now. Because I had this stuff come up around needing to be sort of like a white dude with a suit on. And like that would be the only way people would take me serious, and all this stuff, right? Just toxic shame and trauma all in my space, because I was in special education since a child. I actually graduated high school in special education. And that, with a drug addicted father and a lot of other stuff, had me in that moment. But here's the epic part that I want you guys to hear. The coaching industry for a very long time has had gatekeepers. This is 2012 going into 2013 when I moved in with my mom. So I knew that you needed this big team and all these things to actually be successful. Anybody who's been in the coaching industry for a while would know that, right? And so I went on to Facebook and I typed in, hey guys, I'm going pro. Does anybody know an online business manager? And my friend tagged someone named Angela and Colton in the comments. It's still there to this day. And he said, they just left Mind Valley and they're looking for a new place to work. You guys should talk. And so I'm like, yo, this is it. So I get on a call with him and we talk, and they say, Preston, you are what this industry is about. You are the real deal. Like, yes, we want to work with you. And you ever felt validated by somebody? You just feel like, oh my God, this is my moment. Like I was like, yes, we finally are there. And they said, we would absolutely love to work with you. It'll be $10,000 a month. And the same face you're making, I made an even worse one. I wanted to punch them. You ever get mad at somebody for telling you their price? You just like, bitch, did you just say? Like I almost knocked everybody out. You know what I'm talking about though? Like you're like, wait, what? Long story short, I had made a promise, right? I left my apartment, I sold everything I had, and I moved in with my mom so that I could do this very thing. And so I went in all in on myself. And I told them, hey, this is going to have to work month one, or you're not getting paid the next month. And the beautiful thing is, y'all, that it worked. And that year, I went from $36,000 to $150,000, which was the most anyone in my family has ever made. The next year, I went from 150,000 to 300,000. The next year, I went from 300,000 to 600,000. The next year, I went from 600,000 to 1 million. The next year, I went from 1 million to 1.3. The next year, I mean, and literally, it just goes on and on and on. And I'm sharing that not to impress you, not because I think I'm better. I'm not better. My creator doesn't make throwaway humans. What I'm sharing this for is so you understand that when you get certain laws and principles, and there's a key thing here, two things. I invested in support. I let other people help me. Type me or give me a thumbs up if you know that's one of your Achilles heels. That's one of the things you're working on is letting other people, because oftentimes coaches are the rocks. They're the ones that take care of everybody. They're the ones that hold space for everybody. And so when it comes time to letting other people hold you, it becomes tricky. But I really wanted to like have you really catch how big this was, because literally my entire life and family's life, everybody's life changed when I made that decision. Now it gets crazier because that year and the following years, a lot happened. And this is some of it, right? Right now, I'm sitting in this building right here. You see where my clicker is? This is also my house. This is also my house. And there's more. It's 4 acres. In the last few years, I bought 5 houses. I've traveled all over this world over the last 10 years. I've written books by Simon & Schuster. I've literally I have 4 children, under 6 now. And my house is always chaos, if you're wondering. Anybody who has kids, you know, out the gate. And I lead workshops all over the world. And I share all of this, not to impress you, but to impress upon you what happens when we go all in on ourselves. Now, I'm going to read a few of these, and then we're going to go right into the training, but I wanted you to see and just get a feel for who you are dealing with. So this is Alex Kemp. She said, when I first started working with Preston, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was tightly attaching my feelings of worthiness based off of how much money I had in my bank account. Once I integrated, and this is the word I want you to see, the frameworks, I found myself having some of the biggest months in my coaching business to date. This is Susie, also known as Copper Vessel. She said, I used to focus on chasing money that was right in front of me. It kept me busy and I was maxed out. Using Preston's systems and industry knowledge, systems, that's the word. I now not only have an abundance of money, I'm more than 2x my income. And as of a few months ago, I officially hit 7 figures in my coaching business. This is Corey and Jess, the healing couple. They said working with Preston is like being shot out of a money cannon. Things were good for us, but Preston showed us how they could be great. With his guidance, we went from 10K months all the way to 50K months in under a year, all while doubling the size of our certification program. Now, many of you may be saying, all right, bro, this is awesome, but what does this have to do with me and my business? Well, I got you. I promise you I do. The truth is that the world needs you. We need your gifts. We need your talents. We need your medicine. We need exactly what you bring to this table. So check this out. Our goal today is to show you how one good framework can transform your life and your coaching business, how you don't need years of experience on the tech stuff or a big team to do it, and how you can enroll high-ticket clients using our system. Now, what we're going to be covering today, secret number one, how to niche down. Simple and important. Secret number two, how to create irresistible offers. Secret number three, how to enroll high-ticket clients. Secret number four, how to create your entire launch in less than an hour. And then secret number five, how to create highly converting emails so that people actually show up to whatever you want them to. And all so you can share your gifts with the world. So let the training begin. This is me in Australia with my wife. We were leading a workshop called The Bridge. So let's talk about your path to launching and growing a successful coaching business. This right here is it. Screenshot, write it down. But if you did all 7 of these, your life would never be the same, especially if you did it over time and not a long amount of time, like literally like a year. If you spent a year doing this over and over and over and over again, that 1 year could set up 20. So I'm going to read number 1. This is what you need to know for success in the coaching world. You have to have clarity on who you're serving and what problem you're actually solving. Okay, we're going to go deeper into this in a moment, but this is that part. If you don't have that lined up, the rest of it won't make as much sense. Number 2, and the who is, a lot of you are way too general and broad, right? It needs to be super specific. Number 2, you have to have a clear way for them to buy from you. In marketing, there's something called the 3 easies. Easy to understand, easy to use, easy to buy. If you have those 3 and something they can click on that is clear and precise and professional, bang, bang, you make it much easier for them to actually want to work with you. Number 3, you must have email marketing. Everybody checks their email. I have a team of people who check my emails, and I still check my own damn email. I don't even need to. I pay other people to, and I still do. Everybody checks their emails. Number 4, you have to hire team members, learn every skill, or, and this is where we come in, use a technology that does it all for you. So you either have a team, like I did, right, where I hired Colton and Angela, or you become a tech nerd and you learn every skill, or you just have a technology that does all of it for you so you can just focus on doing your work. Number 5, you must have social media or a way to get in front of the right people for eyeballs and conversions. Number 6, you must have a community that are doing what you're doing is a huge amplifier to your success. How many of you know you need that? How many of you understand the value, right? If I wanted to get good at working out, if I hung around bodybuilders, the likelihood of me at least just getting sexy on them would be very high, right? If I wanted to be a police officer and I hung around police officers and heard their jargon and saw how they worked, I would pick up the stuff. You all need to be around people like me. I'm rich and I've been doing it forever. So when you get into a community with people who are all thinking differently and acting differently and understanding life and success differently, it bleeds into your space. And then number 7, none of this matters or will even work unless number 7 is in place, and that is a willingness to hear no and fall on your face. So many people struggle with this one. They're so afraid. Right? I understand. That's why I was playing not to lose, because I didn't want to hear no. I didn't want it to validate some story that I had about myself, that I was dumb, that I was stupid, that I was just another little skinny black kid from Compton that nobody would believe. All of that I had to keep working on. And when you have a community, it's 10 times easier to work through that. So now let's talk about your vehicle for 6-figure growth. Here it is right here, okay? If you want the most profitable, scalable way to grow your coaching business, it's one-to-many. One-to-many is exactly what we're doing right here, right now. I'm talking, and there's many of you on the other side. Now, let's go into and talk about how to skyrocket your success using trainings, right? Online trainings. So, an online training could be anywhere. You could do it on YouTube Live, you could do it on Facebook, you could do it on Zoom, you could do it anywhere. But it essentially is the first thing you have to do is set a date to record it or do it live. Second, you got to figure out who you're serving. Third, you got to create an irresistible offer. Fourth, you got to have powerful messaging. Fifth, the technology that's built out. Sixth, presentation. Seven, marketing. Eight, post-launch. What's next? Now, all of this we have. So for those of you who are like, yo, that seems like a lot, you don't even have to think about it. Because in our world, which literally almost about 600 coaches are in now, we help you guys with trainings, we coach you live, and we have a technology that just does all of this for you, so you don't have to think about it. What I'm about to show you right now is one of the most important pieces to all of coaching. And again, we help coaches with this every single week. But if you do not have this locked in, you basically won't ever have a career. So first step is who? Who are they? What exact problems are they dealing with right now? For example, if I'm working with, like even right now, I have my own world where I still coach right now. And one of those worlds is I work with men, and specifically men anywhere from 27 to 33 years old. There's like a specific pocket of men who didn't get the type of fathering that they need. And most of them are addicted to porn. Most of them are checked out, don't know how to talk to women, don't understand how to be a man in this world, and they didn't get that dad. So I serve as that dad for them. And the bleeding neck problem that they have is they realize they are addicted to porn and they want out, but they don't know how, right? So that's the problem I solve by way of manhood. Each of you has to figure that out for your client, because, if you're not clear, you end up talking to nobody. Now let's go a little deeper and let's talk about an offer. How many of you, all right, let's just go here first. What is an offer? An offer is a product or service that you agree to deliver to your client in exchange for money. Okay, what's a good offer? A good offer is when the value of your offer exceeds the cost, period. Now, what is an irresistible offer? That is when the value of your offer exceeds the cost by 10x, so much so that you feel stupid saying no. How many of you have ever been in a position like that, where you either, it was $400 and you go back and it's now two for the price of one, or it was $400 and now it's $40 and you're like, I can't walk away. Whatever it is, you want your coaching packages to be like this. You want them to be so irresistible that people cannot say no. When you do that, as you do that, it's easy. Sales and impact. Better word for that, money and impact. But most coaches' offers are terrible. Most coaches have no idea how to fix it, which equals no client, no money, no business. But luckily for you, we literally have something that you fill out some basic questions and it does it for you. But we'll get to that in a second. To do all of this, you need a launch vehicle, also known as a funnel or whatever you want to call it. But this literally right here, every big coach you've ever seen in your whole life, from Ayanna Von Sant to Tony Robbins to anybody you can name, all have this exact thing set up in some form or fashion. Every one of them. When you have your launch vehicle in place, you can do anything. And the beautiful thing, right, about our technology is it does it for you in under an hour. All of this and more in under an hour. You literally just fill out some basic questions and it does it, right? But we'll get to that. So literally to build this, it would usually take 2 years or $5,000 to have someone else do it. 5 to 10. Traditional process, you'll hire a designer, you hire a copywriter, you hire a web developer, there's you. You go back and forth for weeks, right? You spend about $2,500 on a designer, $3,500 on a copywriter, $2,500 on a web developer. That puts you at $8,500 for one single funnel. With our process, we get rid of the designer. We get rid of the copywriter. We get rid of the web developer. We get rid of the 8,500. Literally, you answer some basic questions and it spits out one of the most professional funnels in the game for you. And it can be customized. Colors, everything can be changed in under an hour. Who's blown away right now? Just have a moment with me at how dope this is, because it doesn't exist only for coaches. There's not you can't find this anywhere specifically and only for coaches. Let this land. That's 90% of the cost, 90% of the time gone right there. You no longer have no excuse for why your stuff doesn't look good. But you literally get about 3 seconds before somebody decides whether your stuff is professional or not. And so with our process, you literally, your stuff looks just as professional as the biggest coaches in the world, which is absolutely crazy. To do a proper launch, you need emails and automations. Now, with emails, again, you spend 2 years or anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 having somebody else do it for you. You need a copywriter, you need an integrator. There's weeks of back and forth, 3,500 carried over, 1,500 added for the integrator. Now you're at $10,000. With our process, we get rid of all of it. This is basically free right now. Our prices will quadruple in the next few months, but right now it's basically free. Literally answer some basic questions and the whole thing is built for you. You could launch 10 times if you wanted to. A simple quiz, right? Now I'm going to show you this quick demo. So for those of you who are like, all right, this is getting interesting and you want to see it in action, watch this.
Okay, so this is Launchware, and before diving deep into the demo, I just want to preface and just have you understand that even just to get to this point, where you have a full launch, everything's fully automated, all the pages are designed, all the emails are written, and everything is speaking to one another, this usually takes coaches 3 to 6 months just to build this out by themselves. And usually they give up, or they have to hire expensive team members, as Preston shared. But this right here, y'all, if you get it right once, it can create something like this, where you go from stagnant to an offer actually landing in the market. And then now you have a system to rinse and repeat the process so you can build that dream coaching business. You just have to get it to work once, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Okay, so inside of Launchware, I want to take you through 3 different phases. Phase 1 is where we're going to essentially make money. Like, this is the 2 key things that you need to utilize inside of the platform to go from idea to building an offer into the market like a pro. Then phase 2 will be the remaining parts of the business, but for this specific demo, this would be like where you actually do the delivery, right? So let's say you have a group coaching program and you want to have your own branded platform that people can log into after they pay you and join the program, and they have an ability to engage and communicate with one another. You can, of course, claim special offers, and then they can access different trainings, etc. So I'll come back to this momentarily, but that's going to be phase 2, where we actually do the delivery, so you show up like a world-class coach. And then the last thing I want to mention is our learning center, because our platform builds your entire coaching business for you, but we have something very special and very unique. We're the only software company in the world that also gives you an army of coaches and mentors to level you up. So I'll touch on that momentarily. Okay, so for phase 1, I want to show you how in less than an hour, we can literally go from idea to launching that into the market as if we had a full team. So all we do is we come over to launches and we take a quiz. We answer basic questions about us, about our target clients, and at the bottom, we just ask you branded related questions. Once we're done with that, this is a bird's eye view of a 21-page launch. So if I zoom out a little bit, this is 21 pages, fully built out, fully automated. So the platform just created tens of thousands of dollars for us instantly by just taking a quiz. It wrote all of our emails as well. So here's our email automations. So first I'll go into one of the pages. So for this, we didn't do any creative work. We literally just took the quiz and it did everything for us. If we wanted to edit the landing pages at all, we just go to edit, and then we can go through and edit any of the elements, modify as much as we want. So it created all of our pages. So we can go here. So here's a tiered offers page. Literally designed everything for us. We didn't have to understand how to do any of this. It just put everything together in a professional manner for us. Then it wrote the emails as well. So We have every single email written for us without us having to do any of it, and it's all fully automated within our platform. So you don't need external systems. As you can see here, here's the full email. We can go into the editor, so we can go through here and add whatever we want. But in this case, we have everything ready to go for our launch. Then I also want to show you a bird's eye view of the evergreen launches. So in this case, this is just a simple one-tiered offer. It's not multi-tiered offer. This was the same exact thing. We took a quiz, it built everything out. There's a special offer and a full price offer. But the cool thing about our evergreen approach too is for those of you that don't want to go live. So what you see here is a fully automated system inside of our platform where you can upload a chat that loads in real time if someone signs up for your pre-recorded training. So you're able to edit out any hiccups. But now someone signs up, they can watch your content, they can see and engage in the chat. They can actually message within the chat as well. And then when you pitch the offer within your pre-recorded training, this banner pops up and the person can go claim the offer. So this makes you look like an absolute pro, and all you did was take a quiz. And then what happens after someone buys your offer? So this is where Launchware has a really powerful feature that this is phase 2 of the demo, where we build out the rest of your business. So inside of our business builder, we have a robust set of features that build out your website, build out your social media page, your quiz funnels, your landing pages to build up your email list, your membership site. So if you have a course, if you have a group coaching program, private client to build your entire client portals for that. And then of course your communities. So I'll start with social pages. So if you've seen, you click on someone's link on social media, it goes to a page that has a bunch of different buttons that lead to their websites and other of their best performing things. That's what you can build inside with our social media page. This takes literally 5 minutes to build. You add your headshot, some text, and then you add your buttons down here, and you can add as many as you want. So anything you create, for example, if you created a launch of the platform, we'll send people to a launch. If you have a website, a book, anything like that, add it to your social page. So this way you have an easy way to take people from social media into your best converting things. So back in the business builder, the website builder, that's coming soon. But one that I'm really excited about is the quiz builder, because quiz funnels are such high converting assets. As you can see here, we can just build a simple quiz. It looks professional. It has the name. We added the colors, and we just go through and we can build a professional, high quality branded quiz funnel that will build up your email list. So back in the business builder, I want to show you once again another fun feature that will support you in building up your email list, which are lead funnels. So for example, this literally took about 4 minutes to create. For those of you that know what a VSL is, which is a video sales letter, you can instantly create a video sales letter within the platform without needing to build out a whole funnel or anything like that, anything complex. This is a gated lead funnel. So in this case, I have an ebook. So for you to access my ebook, I put a little video, and then this is ready to go. So if they put in their information, then they get access to my book. So once again, before